Hello everyone, thank you for watching my videos. Jehovah's Witnesses has 7 men. They had 8, but one of them passed away. But they had another person, and without this person that was in the background, well, you could say they was like a shadow of a person that made the governing body who they are today, made Jehovah's Witnesses who they are today. And without this person, there would be no Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses wouldn't be going door to door. They wouldn't be preaching. Who is this mysterious person? Oh my goodness. It looks like one of the popes. One of the popes. With the governing body. Wow. Well, before I get into why he is among the spiritual Jews, the ones that say they are part of the 144,000, the faithful and discreet slave, why is the Pope in the middle of them? Before we get into that, I want y'all to hear how they talk about meditation before you pray to Jehovah. And I'm going to put all this together with this. So let's go ahead and play this.
Well, Jehovah knows that if we listen to him and if we continue to be trained by him, eventually we will reach the target. And when we do, we will be able to praise him perfectly. Being able to praise Jehovah perfectly is one of the many future kingdom blessings that we all eagerly anticipate. But when might we take the opportunity to actually meditate on this particular kingdom blessing? Well, note how one brother takes the opportunity to do so just before going to bed. He considers what he's going to say to Jehovah God in his prayers. Boy, is that the time? I better be getting off to bed. I've got an early start in the morning. Before I go to bed, though, I think I should give some thought as to what I'm going to say in prayer to Jehovah. This article I've just finished studying on how to overcome a personal weakness has really given me something to think about. Perhaps in my prayer tonight, I can ask Jehovah to help me with this struggle that I have. What a wonderful time it will be when I can give to Jehovah what he deserves. Worship untainted by imperfection. The time when I can harness and control every thought. Better yet, I won't even have to work to control my thoughts. Like every other perfect person, I'll be naturally inclined to have clean, pure thoughts. Of course, for now, the battle continues. I can really relate to Paul's struggle. He said, when I wish to do what is right, what is bad is present with me. Often I want to do the right thing, but unfortunately I don't always succeed. That struggle will be gone when we're able to worship Jehovah perfectly. I'm not going to allow this or anything else prevent me from enjoying the future kingdom blessings. Even though I might stumble and fall, with Jehovah's help, I'm not going to stay down. I have to do what Proverbs 24:16 says, and get up. And I'm going to keep getting up until that time comes and I won't fall down anymore. I want to ask Jehovah to help me to do this. And I also want to thank him for that wonderful time ahead where we won't have to battle against these personal weaknesses. I'm definitely going to include those things in my prayer.
Well, I was in this guy's shoes till I did real research. But I did meditation of my prayer before I pray. I just normally pray, meditate. But I'm going to now. Jehovah's Witnesses, you don't realize the Pope of the past is part of your religion. Without the Pope and a special man at that time, you wouldn't have your God Jehovah. You would be praising him, giving him glory and honor, because you have not done your real research. In the Bible, the scrolls that was written down in the past, yes, in the Hebrew scriptures, it had God's name originally. Then the Pharisees and the scribes, they decided to take the vowels out of God's name, so whoever had the scrolls would not misuse the name of God. So when they was trying to put the Bible together, the Catholics, by this person, was a Spanish monk, Witnesses Montana, 1278. He and the Pope at that time wanted to put the Bible together, the Greek and Hebrew scriptures. When they come across the YHWH or YHWH at that time, they could not just leave letters, so they had to make up a name, Jehovah's Witnesses. You got to hear this, please. So they invented the name Jehovah, but at that time there was no letter J. You'll believe me, look up Google history of the letter J, and you'll find out the truth about the letter J. Anyway, they put the name Jehovah in there, but it's spelled with an I, not a J. I found old Bibles, went back before the letter J, and it was spelled with an I. And all the Bibles was made after the Catholic Bible. The people that wanted to put out more Bibles to make money, of course. And they came across the name Jehovah several times in the Bible. Never thinking about doing research to make sure this name is actually God's name. So they did exactly what Jehovah's Witnesses did today. They looked at a name in the Bible, assumed that it was God's name, and they didn't check the resources who made the Bible to find out it was the Catholics who made this name, and they put it into the Bible that was put together. So Jehovah's Witnesses, actually your 7 men is really 8. Because without the Pope and without reminders, you wouldn't have your glorified governing body, and you wouldn't be giving all your money to these men. People, you need to wake up. Why you think some people use the name Lord in the Bible? Real research, you'll find out no one really knows God's name. They think they know it, but they don't know. So that's, besides putting a false name in there, they put the word Lord. So it would let people know it's talking about God by using capital L-O-R-D. But by Jehovah's Witnesses teaching, they put the word Lord in because they didn't want to put God's name. Well, it's not because they didn't use God's name. You can't pronounce His name without the vowels. So, Jehovah's Witnesses, we're being duped, sham, scam, how you want to look at it. You're actually worshiping a vented name by the Pope, by a Pope should be part of the governing body, because without a Pope, you would not be Jehovah's Witnesses today. Because Charles T. Russell's teaching, Judge Rutherford realized that he was losing members because they found out Charles T. Russell's predictions and false prophecies was causing the Bible students to think that maybe there was nothing wrong with them. It was Charles T. Russell's teaching. So Judge Rutherford had to step in and try to make a new doctrine, which a bunch of Bible students did not like. So they was not going to follow Judge Rutherford's new teaching. So the ones who believed in him in 1931 became Jehovah's Witnesses, and the rest of the Bible students left, and they stayed as Bible students today. So your teaching, what you used to teach, is still being taught by the Bible students, and your false teaching, that, or you could say your new false teaching from your previous false teaching from Charles T. Russell, is still here today. But the main thing, you and the Bible students are worshiping a Catholic man-made name. And why you think the Hebrews do not recognize this name? Of course, you know, you got some Hebrews thinking this is God's name by brainwashing them, thinking God's name is Jehovah, just like you have done in different countries and different lands. And you say this name is almost worldwide? Duh, yeah. Because you and the Bible students, it's out there preaching about this false name. So why don't y'all join together, put your difference aside, and your members will be more than what they are now? Wake up, Jehovah's Witnesses. Think you have a nice day.